Hello, and welcome to Career Tips, Success in a Virtual World, brought to you by UMass Career Development Hub. My name is Cody Crawford, and I'm here today to give you a very fundamental base overview of the Handshake platform. Handshake is a system used by the University of Massachusetts Amherst and many other universities across the country to effectively make it easier for students to find jobs, internships, networking opportunities, advising appointments, and a host of other career-related opportunities. So again, what I want to do today is just show you the very initial things you need to know about this system. If you'd like to learn something a bit more advanced, feel free to check out some of our other videos. But for now, we'll get started. So the first thing that you'll do is sign in. So you'll go to umass.joinhandshake.com/login. And when you get to the screen, it might look a little bit different for some of you, but you're going to click this button here, University of Massachusetts Amherst, Current Student Login. Once you click that, okay, this will bring you up to your initial page. Some of you will actually have to put in your UMass username and password. And when you log in for the very first time, Handshake will ask you a series of questions related to your career needs and wants, and the reasons why you're using Handshake in the first place. This gives you a customized experience. If you have the time, I would highly recommend filling it out in the beginning. It's not mandatory to continue on. You can skip through, but these initial questions will again allow you to have a more unique and catered experience with the platform. So when you first see this front page here, this is kind of like your newsfeed, so to speak. And going back to that idea of filling out those initial questions, the opportunities, jobs, and events and internships are going to be based off of your answers to those questions and kind of your unique situation. So there's many different categories. You'll see, these employers, good match on your interests, follow them to stay up to date. So you can actually follow different companies, see if they have any updates, any jobs that you favorited, that you've starred, opportunities suggested by your career center. As you get further down, you see a 20 questions section, and again, this is kind of specific. These are most viewed by those in your major. I'm actually a grad student at UMass studying education, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these jobs here have to do with education. You have an on-campus jobs section, and as you go down, this list of categories is actually somewhat indefinite. But again, it's a good way to just kind of browse and again have the system do a little bit of the work for you in terms of giving you opportunities that might be relevant. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview of some of the tabs and different sections. So if you click on your image here, this won't be your image to start. You'll have to upload a photo. You'll get my profile, documents, applications, reviews, career interests, notifications, settings privacy. You won't get the switch users button unless you're administrator. I do want to just quickly show you this profile section. This is pretty important. If you're familiar with LinkedIn, this section is very similar to your LinkedIn profile. Employers will be able to see this anywhere, especially if you're applying through the Handshake system to some new jobs or internships. If you want to know a bit more about how to make a stellar profile and how to utilize it effectively, feel free to check out some of our other videos. You click on this again, there's Documents Hub. Anything you upload to the system will be found here. Things like your resume, your cover letter, if you happen to upload curriculum vitae, transcripts, anything that you want to upload will actually end up in this section here. Just a kind of a hub for all those documents. Applications. So as you apply this through the system, this is again kind of a central area where you can take a look at all the places you've applied to. And especially when you've been applying to quite a few, it gives a nice visual of what's been submitted and when. And then some more basic things. We have some reviews. This is actually a great feature around reviews on different employment opportunities and organizations. If you want to do a little bit of research, you can take a look, or if you had an experience with an internship or a job through the Handshake system, you can write a review for other students. Career interests. Again, this is kind of going back to that idea that we talked about initially, those questions in the beginning, and this is a way to edit that initial. So if you want to kind of hold off on adding the stuff in, there is a way to get back to this section, or if your circumstances change. We have, other than that, some notifications, setting privacy, some pretty standard features. There is a Messages tab for employers to contact you. So a lot of times employers will maybe contact you directly with an opportunity, but it's also a good way for advisors and other people through the system to reach out. You have the student section, again for a little bit of networking. If you want to kind of connect with other students, here is the place to do that. And then we have a Q&A section, very similar to the trending questions on your front page, but in a more expanded view. So you can actually filter through and look at previous questions that other people have asked. Oftentimes you can kind of get a more narrow question response by typing in maybe something you're thinking about. But if that question hasn't been asked yet, or if you have something very specific, you can ask that here. And this goes out to anybody on the Handshake system, and anyone's allowed to answer, but oftentimes you see pretty qualified individuals, people who had maybe those experiences that you're questioning around an internship or a job. They can give you that feedback. We have events. The vast majority of events, career-related, through the university are housed in this area. So if you're looking for some professional development, some networking, maybe some information around a particular company or opportunity, chances are you're going to find it here. And lastly, there's the job section, which houses all the jobs and internships that the university vets for you. If you want to learn a bit more about this particular tab and some of the features it has, as well as how to use it effectively, please feel free to check out the Career Development Hub's other video on how to search effectively using Handshake. This has been a fundamental overview of the Handshake system, brought to you by the Career Development Hub. If you have more questions, feel free to take a look at our website. All of our other videos can be found here, as well as a variety of resources. Again, this has been Career Tips for Success in a Virtual World.